Courtney here. Welcome back to my What to Watch Now channel, where I give you 5 movies or series to watch now that you've seen the new stuff.
Please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you're alerted to the new videos I upload every Friday.
This week's list will cover 5 psychological thrillers that are currently on Netflix. I chose these 5 movies because they literally embody what it means to be a psychological thriller. I mean, these movies are gonna make you think. You have to really be invested when watching these psychological thrillers. I mean, you're gonna need to set aside some time, okay? Some of them might feel like a slow burn, but if you hang in there with the movie and you just let it do its thing, I tell you, the payoff is gonna be well worth the wait, and it's probably gonna end up being something that you weren't expecting. To start out our list at number 5, we have The Captive, starring Ryan Reynolds. This movie is rated R and came out in 2014.
A father makes a quick stop after picking his daughter up from ice skating practice and leaves her in the back of the truck for maybe 10 minutes to return and find that his daughter is missing.
This is a psychological thriller that is going to take a lot of twists and turns. I mean, it's going to jump all over the place, all over through periods of time, and it's going to leave you very, very confused unless you really have the time to pay attention to this movie. Halfway through, I'm watching it getting frustrated, honestly thinking, I don't think that they're going to be able to put this together. They're not figuring it out.
Ryan Reynolds does an excellent job as a father who will stop at nothing to bring his daughter home.
It really takes an unbalanced person to take someone's child in the first place. But then to flaunt the fact that you have their child under their nose for years? I mean, this movie, like I told you, it expands over a period of years. So, I mean, I just don't know, as a parent, if I could take the mental anguish of constantly having something like this happen to me, constantly being reminded that there's nothing I'm able to do about this. So just be prepared. It's a psychological thriller. It is going to take some time, but just stick with it. Set aside a quiet place so you have no interruptions. Like I said, you're going to really need to listen to this one and follow along with everything that goes on. The payoff is well worth the wait. Next at number 4, we have Geralds Game. This movie is rated TVMA, came out in 2017, and it stars Carla Gugino. A couple who's been married for a long time escapes away to the countryside to put a spark back in their marriage, and that's when things go wrong.
Gerald has set the scene perfectly. No neighbors are home for miles, the maid service has come and gone for the weekend, even the gardener has cut the grass and won't be back for days.
Gerald's Game made this list because it's everything a psychological thriller should be. I mean, it takes you on a crazy head trip from beginning to end. You never know what is real. You only know that she's running out of time and she better do something. In this Netflix original, everything is fine until it's not. Our main character has to really dig deep to see if she has what it takes to survive. I mean, she's got to really determine if she has the will to live. Because the main character is in Gerald's Game, the twists that are presented to her are so much more horrific. I mean, she's really gonna have to dig deep because the situations are not ideal. Some of the stuff you would not even think of. Like, some of the things that happen, I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know how I would have gotten out of this situation if such and such in the movie hadn't happened. Oh, thank goodness it did, because I would have been stuck. I don't know how she's gonna do this. But the good thing is that she actually learns about herself. As she goes through figuring things out, she figures herself out. And in that process, she gets stronger, and she's such a much better person for some of the things that happened to her. I just wanted to let you know that there are some sexual overtones in this movie in regards to children. So if that's something that you are sensitive to, I just wanted to give you the heads up now. Halfway through the list, we have number 3, The Invitation. Starring Logan Marshall Green, this movie came out in 2015 and is rated TVMA. A man takes his girlfriend to a dinner party hosted by his ex-wife at the home that they used to live in together when they were married.
Out the gate, you feel like something's off and just wrong. Either Will, the main character, isn't all there and is slowly coming undone, or something creepy and sinister is going on and no one is talking about it. I mean, these people are supposed to be his friends.
As weird and off-putting things start to happen, I mean, yeah, I would have left, but our main character decides to stay and try to figure this out. I'm watching this thinking to myself, you know, these are your friends. You know these people. Something is wrong. Obviously, something is wrong. And I mean, yeah, you can go ahead, stick it out, try to figure this out. And I'm going to tell you, it takes a minute for him to figure out what's going on. And when he does, oh goodness. This is one of those movies that definitely is a slow burn. You stick with it. I tell you, hang in there and stick with it because, woo, the payoff. I mean, it is absolutely, I told him to leave. We're almost there. We're at number 2. And for this one, this is one of my favorites. I really love this movie. It came out also in 1996, and it really has a special place in my heart, and it would be Primal Fear. This movie is rated R, and it stars Richard Gere and Edward Norton. This is one of my favorite movies from the 90s. I mean, this movie is fantastic. And Edward Norton, I think he plays one of his best performances of his entire career.
An archbishop is found dead, and an altar boy is found covered in blood on the streets of Chicago. This is a story of one man's search for the truth, and along the way unravels secrets that would have stayed buried if not for this case.
Richard Gere was in his prime for this movie. I mean, he's always been one of my favorite actors, and to see him opposite Edward Norton, I mean, oh my gosh, it was so engrossing. Those two actors drew you into the movie. I mean, I'm sitting there the whole time like, okay, well, he didn't do it. Wait, did he do it? No, he didn't do it. He couldn't have done it. There's no way he could have done it. I mean, look at him. He couldn't have done it. He didn't do it. I mean, they're saying he didn't do it. Wait. Did he do it? Did he do it? Oh my God. This movie is at number 2 for a reason. I mean, they just don't make them like this anymore. I love this movie. But trigger warning. There are definitely scenes and explicit language of sexual violence. Finally, we've made it to number 1, and it's gonna get ya. That's Emelie, starring Sarah Bulger. This movie came out in 2016 and is rated R. Once again, I'm watching this movie through the eyes of a parent, and I almost didn't make it. Emelie is the dark and twisted tale of what happens when you invite a stranger into your home to watch your children.
This one is not an easy watch, and it's gonna make you uncomfortable. You know pretty soon after Emelie arrives to the home that things are not going to go well.
This movie does have some highly inappropriate situations that happen where the children are concerned. So I just want to let you know, because they get into some disturbing, and I mean disturbing territory. So if you don't like to see adults, play those kind of mind games with children, then I would definitely steer clear of Emelie. You will be thrown off. You might have to turn down the volume in a few scenes. I know that I did. You might even have to get up, pause the movie, go take a break, go do something else, and then come back. Because once she starts, I guess you could say, acting up, maybe. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but yeah, once she starts, yeah, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop the whole movie. She terrorizes and does things that, as a parent, you're off, you're sitting, you're eating dinner, you finally have gotten a night out away from the children. Can you imagine? Could you imagine that your children are actually at home fighting for their lives? And you have no clue. That's it for this list. Comment down below and let me know if you like my picks. Also, are you more of a horror or a psychological thriller person? I mean, which one gets you more? I have to say that there were a couple movies on this list that I was a little nervous. I was a little bit more taken aback and out of my element than I've been in watching certain horror flicks. Until next time.